Many young doctors and general practitioners, they struggle reading ECG. But what if I tell you that there are certain ECG patterns that always keep on repeating in the OPD? And in today's video, I am going to tell you what are 5 such common ECG patterns that we always see in the OPD. So friends, if you could master these ECG patterns, if you could easily recognize these ECG patterns, it will tremendously improve your OPD practice. So friends, today's video is very important. You see this video till the end, and if you have come for the first time on this channel, then do subscribe this channel for more such clinical videos. So friends, without wasting much time, let's start the video. So the first and the most common ECG that we see in the OPD is of sinus tachycardia. Here you get heart rate of more than 100 per minute. The P waves here are normal. These are the P waves and they are absolutely normal. And the rhythm here is regular. Now what are the causes of sinus tachycardia? The common causes of sinus tachycardia are fever, pain, anxiety and dehydration. But apart from that, there are certain dangerous causes of sinus tachycardia, and they are pulmonary edema, heart failure, sepsis and thyrotoxicosis. So whenever you will get a patient of sinus tachycardia in your OPD, you first rule out these dangerous causes. So this was the first common ECG that we get in the OPD, and that is of sinus tachycardia. Now the second ECG that we commonly see in the OPD is of atrial fibrillation. Now what are the ECG features? Here you get irregular rhythm. So if you see the RR interval, it is continuously changing. So the rhythm here is irregular. And here you will not get any P waves. So these are the important ECG features of atrial fibrillation. Now, what are the common causes of atrial fibrillation? They are hypertension, COPD, mitral valve disease, and hyperthyroidism. And the importance of atrial fibrillation is that it is a common cause of palpitations. It is also common cause of syncope. It can cause heart failure, and for this reason, the rate control is important. We have to control the ventricular rate. It is also the major cause of stroke, and hence there is a need for anticoagulation in atrial fibrillation. So this was our second important ECG of atrial fibrillation. Now the third important ECG that we see in the OPD is of left ventricular hypertrophy. The ECG clues here are tall QRS complexes. If you can see here, the QRS complexes are very tall. And you can also get deep S waves, and here also you will get a strain pattern. If you see this V5 and V6 lead, here you will see that there is ST depression and also there is T wave inversion. So these are the ECG clues for left ventricular hypertrophy. The common causes of LVH or left ventricular hypertrophy are hypertension and aortic stenosis. And LVH increases the risk of heart failure, arrhythmias, and importantly, sudden cardiac death, especially in aortic stenosis. So this was left ventricular hypertrophy. Now the fourth ECG that we commonly see in the OPD is of STT changes. The common findings here can be ST depression, T wave inversion, and non-specific STT changes. The causes of these STT changes can be ischemia, electrolyte imbalance, and left ventricular hypertrophy. Now, what is the importance of STT changes? If you see STT changes in the ECG, they indicate coronary artery disease, and for that you have to correlate that ECG with the symptoms. For example, if there is a patient of chest pain with ST depression, then here you can suspect cardiac ischemia. So this was the ECG of STT changes. Now the last but not the least is the ECG of premature beats. Here you can get either premature ventricular contractions or premature atrial contractions. But premature atrial contractions are benign and you can ignore them. but premature ventricular contractions are not always benign. And here we are going to see these premature ventricular contractions. So the features of PVC are, first is the wide bizarre QRS complex. You can see here that these QRS complexes are wide, and these QRS complexes are always followed by a compensatory pause. If you can see, this is a long isoelectric line and this is the compensatory pause. So these are the features of premature ventricular contraction. The common causes of PVCs are stress, caffeine and smoking. Occasional PVCs are benign. Occasional PVCs in the ECG are benign, but if there are frequent PVCs, then they indicate heart disease. And what are the red flag signs, or when you will consider the PVCs in the ECG as dangerous? So if the patient is having syncope, or if there is structural heart disease, or if there are runs of VT, then the PVCs in the ECG are considered to be dangerous. So let's revise the 5 common ECGs that we have seen today. So the first was of sinus tachycardia, second was of atrial fibrillation, third was of left ventricular hypertrophy, fourth was of STT changes, and fifth of premature beats. So whenever you see an ECG in the OPD, you always ask these 5 questions that will help you to easily recognize these ECG patterns. So these questions are, first, what is the heart rate? Second, if the rhythm is regular. Third, are the P waves present in the ECG? Fourth, are there any STT changes? And fifth, are there any ectopics or enlargement of left ventricle? So friends, in this way, if you could recognize these 5 ECG patterns, they will not only help you to diagnose emergencies early, but it will also help you in timely referral of your patient to the higher center, and it will tremendously improve your OPD practice. So friends, I hope that today's video was helpful to you. If you find today's video helpful, give it a like, share with your friends, and if you have come for the first time on this channel, then do subscribe this channel for more such clinical videos. See you in the next video. Till then, thank you.